So hello participant, I'm Akram. I'm going to brief about product backlog, which is a very important thing. And if this is not taken carefully, entire things can go wrong. So the moment a proposal is being signed by the client, the product backlog thing we need to create. Like these are the things where entire list of tasks, the all checkpoint, all deliverable items, we put in one single list based on the requirement, based on the complexity. Different tasks can take different amount of time. So based on that, we divide them. But in the entire list altogether, all deliverables, they all together, we can call it a list, like a to-do list for the entire project. So let me go through the first point, what is written. While creating an estimate, requirements should be broken into smallest point or task in the estimate doc. So the estimate doc was the preview for the client, which he reviewed before he signed the contract. So there he can see what are the items that the company or us will be delivering to them. So this is the most important thing for a project, because we freeze the requirements. Because if we don't freeze the requirement, once we deliver the project, the client may say like, I didn't want it. So to avoid those type of scenarios, we must freeze the content. And once we have all the points in smallest part, client can see like we are delivering piece by piece. And if we can also measure his satisfaction level, whether he's satisfying getting the items from sprint 1, sprint 2, or individual task or individual requirement that he agreed and signed the contract in. So the second point, those tasks are created under a milestone based on the task mentioned in the estimate doc. So once we send the estimate to client, there can be 10 items, 20 items, or even more or even less. So the team that we are going to work with on building the project, they cannot take the list altogether. They need to divide it into milestones. We plan like these are the 3 tasks or 5 tasks we are going to cover in the first milestone, and these are the remaining are we can take in the second milestone. If it is big, the list, if the list is very big, we can break into multiple milestones. So it's always depend on the requirements and the complexity of the requirements. The third one says like it's a list of tasks. Those need to be completed in order to complete project. It gives full understanding of what needs to be done, thus can be measured and monitored on a regular basis in order to deliver on time. So like my colleague Saidul said, that timeline we need to agree at the very beginning. And if we fail on few points or few tasks, it will eventually push back all other tasks that we plan for the next time or the following sprint or the following milestones. So we need to be very careful on each task to finish on time. And if by any chance we fail to deliver or finish one task, we need to make sure the next 2-3 tasks, we make it very quick so that we can balance it and we finish all the tasks in the time that we promised. So this is about the backlog. So Saidul, do you think like we can give them a demo, like how we manage the product backlog once we create a project in our tool? Maybe they'll find something interesting seeing the tool that we use in our company.
Yes, sure. Do you have any specific link?
Yeah, I can give you the URL in the panelist chat group. So if you go there, okay. I created a test project. So this will give them an idea what tool we use, how it looks like over there, and what I'm talking about the product backlog. So guys, if you see, it's the test project that I have created. It's a simple default project. Like once we create a project in this tool, this is Active Collab. Let me brief about Active Collab. This is a project management tool. There can be a lot of project management tools, and Active Collab is one of them. If you start or if you're interested in project management as your career, there will be a few tools which will be your friends. Like we know tools that we use for social networking, Twitter, Facebook, and Google, a lot of stuff. But for project management, there will be some big tools like that, like Active Collab. There can be other tools like suggest some other tools like project management, most popular ones.
Yeah, we can use any tool. Basically, we need to understand that in a very or simplest way. So when we are gathering requirement, right, when we are getting the entire project requirement, we want to create a list of the items that we need to deliver, because if we have to deliver first, we need to understand what exactly we need to deliver, right? And
Right.
that those items we need to break into smallest possible pieces, right? And those pieces are part of the product backlog, because you put your entire list, as you mentioned, like it's your backyard, right? Or it's your go down where you put all the tasks that needs to be delivered. That's
Correct.
what it is, we call product backlog.
Correct. And we can do this in different softwares like Asana, ClickUps, and there are plenty of project management tools you'll find, and different company will be using different project management tools, but things will be kind of similar in all the tools. You'll find projects, product backlog, sprint, time management things, how you can divide the milestones, how you're logging or tracking the progress, etc. And who are assigning, of course, and you'll see your team. So in this one, you'll see the product backlog, there is a group. We can see sprint one, nothing in it. We see something called permanent, and there are like 4 tasks in it. So once we create a project, so we create the list in this one. So once a proposal is sent to client, there can be 10 items in a project that we need to do. What we do, we create all those 10 items as a task and put it inside the product backlog. And there are some default things like SEO checklist, a project checklist, install Google Analytics. Those are the things that we need to do on all the projects as a software company. So what we did, like we used a template so that we don't need to create them multiple times. Say, for example, if we need to open street project, we don't need to create the task 3 times. That's why you're using template. But the proposal may have different items. That's why once a proposal is signed, we convert the items into a task and put it in the product backlog. And from there, it goes on.
Yes, and suppose the sprint will start, right? So team will sit, discuss what are the items they want to take in this sprint from the product backlog. Suppose number 1, 2, and 3. Then they move these 3 tasks under sprint 1. That's how it works.
Correct.
So thank you, Akram. It's a great concept you have given.